Our last video is about what else besides Harry Potter. When I was playing Minecraft earlier, I asked what you guys thought about the new exclusive with Harry Potter. I thought it was pretty good. I think it curbed some of my skepticism about the TV series. They seem to be heading in the right direction. It's going to be so weird with the new cast because I'll just be picturing the old cast because they were so crucial and they were so critical to the film's success that it's just going to be weird and uncomfortable at first watching all these new characters and cast. But they could add so much more elements that are in the book. They could add more characters. They could add more creatures. They could add more sets. They could literally do anything. And it's also a great opportunity for a new cast and a new generation to put it out, to put out a Harry Potter out there. And so it'll be great to see these kids grow as well. And some of the older, so yeah, I'm excited for it. I do have a lot of skepticism though, like a lot of other people. And so we'll see what the background NPC has to say about it.
Something long enough, eventually you're going to watch Hollywood destroy it. And if you're like me, you may tell yourself, no, maybe they'll leave this one alone. And you know that they won't, but you hold on to the copium anyway. Yeah. Like vultures.
I think that that's what a lot of people. I think that's another reason that drives a lot of the negative criticism for the Harry Potter series too, is because people are tired of reboots. People are tired of Disney. People are tired of Disney. Disney has destroyed anything in the entire movie industry and filming industry in terms of reboots and stuff. It's been bad, but they may have learned their lesson. But anyways, back
We
to
have
this.
watched Hollywood descend on fandom after fandom over the last decade, picking Star Wars clean to the bone, sucking the life out of Marvel, butchering Lord of the Rings with $1 billion budget, and
It's
if it
been
is not a
so
sequel or a
bad.
spin-off, it's a live-action remake. Snow White, Little Mermaid, Pinocchio. They even got their hands on Avatar, The Last Airbender, one of my favorite shows of all time, and it actually hurts to talk about, I won't lie. And then they just
There
scurry
you go.
over
She
to the
doesn't
next
like it.
carcass as if nothing has happened. At this point, if it was ever animated, just assume a live action is coming. I don't know, I give it 2 more years maybe before we get live action Shrek. Also, please excuse me.
I hate that they keep showing that image with the Rock because that would be. I would hate that. Especially because if you guys haven't heard already, Shrek 5, the animation for it is weird. I think they're just going to go through a whole Sonic the Hedgehog thing where so many people, when they eventually pop out more trailers and stuff for it, they're going to be like, no, fix this.
My sick voice in this video, I'm sorry. I went to a Twice concert last week and someone there got me really good. But as a Harry Potter fan, I have got to say, we've actually had it pretty good so far. The Universal parks are amazing. Hogwarts Legacy was a
Still
really
haven't
fun
been.
game. I do
I
try
played
to
all
block
four
out the
houses in
Fantastic Beasts
Hogwarts
movies,
Legacy.
but overall,
They were a
pretty
little.
good. So when HBO announced they were remaking Harry Potter, my first thought was, why? My second thought was also, why? But I tried to remain hopeful because, I mean, who knows? I don't know, maybe they'll be able to do it justice somehow, right? Then the more I learned about it, the less hopeful I became. A little
And this happened with a lot of people. You know what's helped me is that I kept thinking, yes, with all the changes and all the controversy, to say the least, I keep thinking to myself, imagine what they can put in a season. Like if they have 7 seasons of this, one season per book, imagine what they could put. Because anybody who read the books, that was the saddest part about the movies is that you couldn't make the movies long enough to fit everything in the book. And there were so many elements of that book that were incredible of each book that just the movies missed or not enough Quidditch or whatever your interest is. And so that's what I keep saying to myself is that especially after watching this exclusive trailer, not trailer, this exclusive little that was like 26 minutes or something on HBO. It seems like they have a good approach, and like I keep telling myself, they could incorporate so much stuff from the books that you just can't do in a movie. And so that's what I keep telling myself, and that's why I keep trying to stay positive
Over
about
a
it.
week ago, they finally dropped the first trailer across the internet and racked up 277 million views in 48
Not
hours.
as much as GTA
breaking
6.
every record HBO has. And while we don't know how this series is going to turn out, it's hard not to notice the pattern of Hollywood hijacking beloved worlds
I'm
and
nervous.
thinking
I
know
hope
better.
it's great.
I was blessed to grow up with a very
And I
loving
hope that they
and
don't
very
make
nerdy
changes
dad.
like I
He
hope
is
it
the
doesn't
one
turn
who
out like The
introduced me
Witcher,
to Star Wars,
where
Star
it's just
Trek,
like this
Harry
is
Potter,
great,
Lord of the Rings,
and
Marvel,
then it just slowly goes
so
downhill
many
because they
others.
try to
He
make
is a
too many
big
changes
reason my
from the
childhood
video
was
game.
full of stories about courage, sacrifice, friendship, redemption, stories about good defeating evil. And like so many people, these stories mean a lot to me. And for the last decade plus, I have watched Hollywood slowly warp, deconstruct, and hollow out almost all of them through reboots, sequels,
No original
and
ideas?
not building on them or honoring them, but
Come on,
chewing them
hire
up
me.
and
I have
spitting
I
them
have a
back
lot of
out
Marvel
as this
ideas that you guys would
decrepit,
love.
creatively bankrupt version of themselves that no one would watch if it didn't have a beloved name attached to it. Because that's kind of the whole trick, right? They can't get you in the door with their own ideas anymore, so they hold your favorite story hostage and then they bank on the fact that you love it too much not to show up, or they threaten to cast Jared Leto, which in Tron Ares' case, they unfortunately did both. But it doesn't.
And this is what people are afraid of because it's been so bad that everybody's just like, dude, it can't get. It's just gonna be bad, and it's gonna ruin our childhood love. I grew up with Harry Potter. Lots of people did.
Matter if the product is good, it just has to be familiar. And finally, it is Harry Potter's turn. I think I knew deep down they were going to come for it eventually. I just didn't expect it to be
God, could you guys imagine if they try to do this with Lord of the Rings? You might actually get to see me angry.
so soon, you know? The original films only ended in 2011 and they all still hold up incredibly well. I go back and rewatch them almost every year. Plus, there are so many other stories
You have to.
could tell in the
They do
Wizarding World. Founding
the
Hogwarts,
anniversary
the Marauders
around
era,
my birthday every
something
year,
totally
September
original.
1st, baby.
That is what Hogwarts Legacy
When he
did,
started
and
school,
it sold
baby.
over 40 million copies. Clearly, people are still interested in this world. There really was no need to retell the one story we already have a good version of.
There's a
but
lot of problems with
here we
Hogwarts
are.
Legacy,
The
but
thing
I
is,
thought
if
overall
this
that
really
game was
were
dope.
about
I
giving
played all
us
4
something
houses.
new, they would just do that. But an original Wizarding World story might not come with millions of trailer views or a like to dislike ratio that's getting pretty close to being ratioed. Yes, I did do my part. But Harry, Ron, Hermione, Hogwarts, the places and characters that you are already emotionally attached to, those will get the views. And this show is airing on HBO because nothing says magical childhood wonder like the network that also brought you Euphoria. Now, I know HBO is owned by Warner Brothers, but it also kind of tells you who this really is for. The adults who are already emotionally attached to this story, not necessarily a new generation of kids. Everything I have seen so far just feels very off. Certain characters look and feel uncanny, like Hagrid, who looks
And okay, yeah, that okay. This does not. Yeah, this doesn't look great. But here's the thing. I agree with her on this because, but this is also just a character thing. Characters. But like, what else is like? Pretend in a world they reboot Harry Potter. They do this franchise. We'll say just pretend in an imaginary world. Daniel Radcliffe and all them could come back and do this. What other issue do you have besides the characters? No, I'm serious. No, tell me. Like I'm all ears because anything that I think of or that I see that's negative about this is the characters are different. Snape is black. Oh, this is a political stunt for inclusive. Sure, maybe it is, but like it all revolves around characters. So if the characters being new is the worst part about this TV series, then this is going to be a damn good TV series. I'm just saying.
It's like they found a regular guy and then made him stand near shorter people. There's no whimsy anywhere. It is dark, moody, cold. There were moments that I actually couldn't even see anything in the scene because HBO has this weird obsession with making things look like there was a power outage. Even the trailer music feels so generic versus the incredibly iconic soundtrack that we are used to. Now,
HBO does
a
have that
behind-the-scenes
problem.
special this past weekend, but before I get into that, a quick thank you to today's sponsor, Raycon.
Well, spring is upon us, which
And
means
that
the
episode
sun has
actually made
decided
me
to
feel
start
better.
targeting
It made me
through
feel
my
better about
windows
it.
until I go
We'll see if it
outside.
made her feel
I live
better.
right by some hiking trails, and I have been getting back out there now that the weather is warming up, and I really like bringing my Raycon open earbuds with me so I can listen to music and still hear the world around me. Birds, the crunch of leaves, a bear growling in the distance.
You know, all the essentials.
I prefer these over regular earbuds, which can seal you off completely, and on a hiking trail, that could genuinely be a threat to your survival.
Yeah,
or
dude.
at the very least, to your dignity.
I
They
can't
are
hear
lightweight,
nothing.
and the earbuds do
With
a
these
great
on,
job of
I
staying
only
put
hear
thanks to the hook.
this.
The battery lasts 36 hours, which outlasts my will to go uphill by a lot, and the sound quality is also great. They are the kind of thing where once you have a pair, you might start thinking about who else in your life will like them. Mother's Day is right around the corner, and if your mom is someone who is always on walks or glued to a podcast, I'm just saying, these could be a very easy win for you. Plus, you get a 30-day guarantee, so there is no risk either way.
If you're interested in checking them out, go to buyraycon.com/backgroundnpcopen to get
50% off, guys.
Thanks again to Raycon for sponsoring this video.
Background
now back
NPC
to
Open.
the behind-the-scenes special. The show doesn't come out until the end of this year, and we have zero connection to any of these actors, so that is clearly just HBO going, hey, you remember how much you love this world? And look, to be fair,
And she is right
sets,
about this.
Costumes, animatronics, art, it all
And
looks very
hopefully
beautiful,
from now
but
up
that
until
was never really my concern. The problem is that
December,
the people actually
they just
building
start
this world are
throwing out
beholden
fucking
to the
trailers
people at the
and-
top. The writers, casting directors, and decision makers, and
They
by
just
choosing to
start
retell a story
spamming
we already have
these
a
characters
recent version of,
in front of the
really,
in
the
front of
only
their
way to
audience,
justify
so
it would
that
be to
people
fully
start
honor
to,
the source material
okay,
and
it's
bring
not
out
Daniel
all of
Radcliffe,
the
but
special
you know,
details
this
from the
kid's pretty
books
cool.
that the movies were not able to. This is something they have said
See,
is a
I
top
made that
priority.
too.
Yet,
I made, see,
they have chosen to fundamentally change how we perceive one of the most important characters in the story, which brings us to the Snape casting. Now, I personally have nothing
Dude.
against this actor, okay? I am sure he is very talented, but if the entire justification for retelling this story so soon is we're going to be more faithful to the books, Snape is clearly described in them, and they chose someone who is his polar opposite. Literally, just look at that charming smile.
and this right here is why you criticize this, don't want nothing to do with it, are angry, outraged about it. Guess what? I'm not too thrilled about it either. I'm trying to look at the positives, and I'm still going to give this a shot and watch it and see how it does. I hope that it's good, but no, if you feel angry about this, you have every right to, and you're justified. And I'm not going to tell you not to, because I feel it too. I feel it too. And like she said, nothing against him. I've everything I've read about him, he's an extraordinary actor. But but they're gonna spout, we want this to be as true to the books as we can, this, that, and the third. This just seems political. It just seems political to me.
So, right out of the gate, the book faithfulness argument kind of falls apart on its own, and then it starts to make you question what other changes they've decided to make to the story. On top of that, many fans have pointed out the weird racial elements this introduces for a character that were never meant to be there.
Like Hermione. I don't know if she's going to say Hermione. Filthy Little Mudblood by Draco Malfoy. Now that Snape is black too. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Gangsta. Throwing up the, the blood sign. Crips, Bloods, blah, blah, blah. I'm no fucking gangster, dude.
In a series that already had an allegory for racism built right into it, I might add. And people have asked, how could HBO
True.
not see this? But
It's
I
true.
don't think it's like that at all. I think HBO knows exactly what they're doing, and
Which is
honestly,
what makes it
is
so
kind of a genius
much
play,
stranger.
Because now they get to lecture fans about racism in real life while lecturing your favorite characters about it inside the show itself. It is a 2-for-1 deal, if you will. Marketing
So
team
annoying.
must have popped champagne on this one because it is already all anyone is talking about. But it is not just the casting. There is the J.K. Rowling of it all, who is actually an executive producer on this show. Apparently, she helped pick the showrunner and has worked very closely with the writers. She's visited the set. And yet, John Lithgow, who is playing Dumbledore, went on a podcast trying to distance himself from her and said she's not really involved in this production at all. And even still, people were urging him to walk away just because of his association with her. You always hear everyone talking about
And
separating
just-
the art from the
which
artist,
is
but
slowly
Hollywood
going away.
itself seems to have a really hard time doing that. They will use her IP and adapt her life's work, but they need you to know that they don't agree with her first. And when the people making your show can barely
Which is
acknowledge
crazy.
the person who wrote this story, you have to wonder how faithful an adaptation you are actually
Emma
going to get.
Watson.
I will be honest with you, this show is probably going to shatter every record HBO has. I mean, I am also going to be watching it, okay? And I just
too.
spent 5
Me
minutes
too.
telling you why I'm worried about it. They got me.
I
But
yeah, I
that
think
is
we're
the
pretty
whole trick.
similar.
They know people like me who grew up with this series. will have a
Exactly,
very
and I'm
hard
in that
time not
category
tuning
too.
in. Doesn't matter if
Not
I
even
think
gonna
it will
lie.
be good or not.
Not even gonna
I
lie,
just
I'm in that
have to know
category.
what they did with it. And it is
Yep,
not
me
just
too.
John Lithgow with Harry Potter. You see the same kind of embarrassment leaking into the new Tomb Raider series too. Sophie Turner was very quick to say that her
Oh,
Lara Croft will
man.
not be a bombshell and that it is not about how she looks at all, which is very strange considering
Which
that is an iconic part of that character.
It's-
Like, imagine someone getting cast as James Bond and their first interview is, don't worry, he's not going to be cool or suave. I don't know, you think that they were joking. But if you are embarrassed by the thing that you are adapting, why adapt it? But Harry Potter is just the latest one to get the adaptation treatment. This has been
They adapt it because too many people double down on stuff. If it's a bad idea, this The Witcher, the perfect example. They double down, and it's just not good. Season 3 and season 4 just not good. Season 3 season 3 they try to get back on track after the disaster before that. It was too late.
happening across the board for years now. The Peter Jackson Lord of the Rings trilogy are some of the greatest movies ever made, created by
swear,
people
dude.
who genuinely loved and respected the source material and the author's vision for it, and that is something you could feel in every frame. Then time passes and Amazon comes along, spends $1 billion on Rings of Power, and it gives us a hollowed out version of Middle-earth that probably has more in common with
see,
a LinkedIn diversity
and this is
statement
what
than
I
anything
don't want to
Tolkien
happen to
ever
Harry
wrote. Now,
Potter.
we have got
I
Hunt for
don't
Gollum
want this to
coming
happen.
because apparently that needs to be a whole movie, and a Stephen Colbert and Son Lord of the Rings project, which
That's annoying
look,
too. I don't want
know
Stephen
Colbert
Colbert to
is a
be.
big Tolkien fan, but he's also
it's
someone
Stephen
who
Colbert.
let his political ideologies take over his own
There
show
you go.
so hard that his audience left and the show got canceled. For some reason,
Canceled.
someone looked at that track record and went, "Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
Middle
Let's have.
Earth. I'm sure
That's
that
just
will work out."
stupid.
It is not
I'm
just
so
Middle-earth.
angry about
At this
that. I don't
point,
want to
you
watch a
can just
Stephen
run down the
Colbert
list.
bullshit Lord of
Star
the Rings.
Wars, Marvel, Star Trek, their latest show, Starfleet Academy, aired in January of this year, and just 2 months later announced its cancellation after reportedly pulling in
Does
around
it make sense?
40,000 viewers per episode.
And Shadow and Bones on Netflix too. It got canceled too, like weeks after the last season came out. I'm just like, dude, this was an amazing hit. And it's just because it's too expensive, so we don't want to spend money on that. We're gonna go fund other projects or
I wonder
remakes.
why.
It's just so
But
annoying.
sometimes it is not just
So many good
laziness,
TV series,
it is
especially on
active contempt
Netflix,
for
get
the
canceled
source
after 2
material,
seasons
and
because
maybe
that's all
the
they
most
want. They
telling
want
example
2,
of
3
that is
seasons,
The Witcher on
sometimes
Netflix.
just
Henry
one.
Cavill loved
And it's like,
Geralt so
onto the-
much that
there you
he
go.
campaigned
See,
to
I
play
was
him.
just-
The man would correct people on lore. That
Yep.
is how much he cared about it. And the writers
Yep.
openly admitted that they did not like the books that they were adapting. So you have a lead actor.
But before they openly said that, they went on and stated before the TV series, we're going to remain loyal to the books and video games. And we got Henry Cavill, our ace in the hole.
Who loves it, audiences that love it, a source material that is beloved, and the people actually steering the ship could not be bothered with any of it. They drove out the one
It's
man
so
in the
bad.
room who actually cared, and the show fell apart almost immediately. Then there's Wuthering Heights. The director took the classic English literature, openly admitted she half remembered it, cut the entire second half, and
Dude,
just
she's
made
making
a
me so
modernized
discouraged
version
now.
of something that she wanted to tell instead. Why even do that at all? Just call it something else. Well, she can't, because Wuthering Heights is worth an $83 million opening weekend. Her original idea probably is not. But that is the pattern. These studios can't get you in the door with their own ideas, so they need the franchise names. But then they get the keys and immediately go, well, actually, we know better.
I don't
They
actually
fix it,
want.
they inject whatever they want into it, they adapt it for the modern audience.
And don't think that I'm opposed to new ideas. If you have an idea that you want to put in, like when they do Harry Potter, this TV series, there's going to be changes. Make it a good change. Because if it's a good change, people will love it that much more. If it's a bad change, you're fucked. People will eat you alive
And
for bad
like clockwork,
changes.
it starts to
Ask The
fall apart.
Witcher.
Because there really are only two ways to approach someone else's story. You either show up asking, how do I do this justice? Or you show up asking, how can I make this fit my worldview? And I think it is pretty clear which one we keep on getting. But all right, that is a lot of doom and gloom. I do actually want to talk about an adaptation that I think nailed it recently, and I almost didn't watch it because I have been burned way too many times. I'm
trying
not
to
gonna lie
think.
to you, after season 8 of Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon season 2, I was pretty
Oh,
much done with the Game of Thrones universe. So when people started raving about A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms,
that
I
was
thought they
good.
were all fibbing. But
This was good. This was good, guys. If you guys haven't watched this, go watch this now.
like
It
a
is
moth
so
to a
good.
flame, I dipped back into the world, and I was
This is good.
completely blindsided by how much I loved it. The shooting on location, the great casting choices,
so
the
good.
dialogue that sounds like
And I was
actual
like her.
people, and
It
not
took
a
me
writer's
months to
room
watch
full of
this,
people trying
because
to
it's
sound
like, eh.
smart. Now, episode 5 did lose
Yeah.
me a bit with that 20-minute flashback. I will not lie. But overall, the episodes leave you
It was
wanting
just
more.
buffers.
It probably cost
They
a
were just
fraction of what
juicers. They were
House of the
just
Dragon
juicing.
cost, and I enjoyed it 1,000 times more. But the real reason this show works is that the people making it clearly thought George R.R. Martin's story was already good enough. They didn't try to fix Dunk, they didn't
There you
modernize
go.
him or complicate his heroism or even treat his protectiveness as something toxic that he needed to outgrow. He is just a big, good-hearted, heroic man, and the show is fully behind him on that. He is not a chosen one or has a special prophecy or a secret bloodline. He is just a nobody, taken in by a hedge knight, trying to be the type of man that that knight raised him to be. And then there is Egg, who is honestly just the cutest, but he is also so endearing and smart. The show lets you root for both of them, and the brotherhood and found family energy taps into one of the oldest traditions that we have in fantasy. I truly am a sucker for the hero's journey, and I am patiently waiting for season 2. I just hope that they can keep up what they built, because it has been a long time since I have felt this way about a modern fantasy series. And Knight isn't the only one getting it right recently. Netflix's live-action One Piece had every reason to be a disaster. Typically,
Dude.
live-action anime adaptations have maybe the worst track record in all of entertainment, but
I
Netflix
was, and when they first came out with the first season, I was like her. I was just like, dude, how are they gonna make this anime into a live action? There's no way this is gonna work. They nailed it. One Piece is fucking goated. This is amazing.
brought on
It's
Oda,
great.
the actual creator of the manga, as an executive producer. He was very
There you go.
involved
That's all
in
you have to
casting and
do.
had a huge say in the show.
Don't bring in people that don't actually want anything to do with it. They just want it as a cash grab. Bring in people who who know everything about these books and
the
novels and
fans
video
have just
games.
Loved it. Compare that
And
to
then bring
something
in their
like
creators
Cowboy
to look
Bebop,
over.
where it felt like they were somehow embarrassed by the original. And it shows.
Yeah.
Even the Super Mario movies, Nintendo was heavily involved. First one made $1.36 billion. The sequel, which I haven't seen yet, just opened to $372 million globally. Project Hail Mary, the original author,
Might be an unpopular opinion. I don't know. We just watched the new Super Mario Brothers movie. I liked it. I thought it was great. I like the first one more
was
when it
involved as
came
a
out.
producer and also has gone on record saying that focusing on making a good movie and avoiding crappy identity politics has aided in its success. They're already past 420 million. It's funny how that works. If you are adapting something, it is rarely a bad idea to have the people who created and or love the source material in the room with you, and yet somehow that is still the exception and not the rule. But unfortunately, the bar should not be they respected the source material and didn't try to fix the story. That should just be the default. And even with the ones that do get it
True,
right,
she's
I'm
right.
not going to pretend I'm a fan of Hollywood in general. From celebrities who hate us but still need us to buy tickets, to flying out to island and then
And they still need us to care about, oh, their lives are so bad, their house fire. Motherfucker, you have millions of dollars. We don't care about your problems.
lecturing us about morality and wondering why nobody wants to sit through 2 hours of being preached at. On top of that, these people have access to all of the money, all of the resources, and all the talent in the world. HBO was reportedly spending up to $100 million an episode on Harry Potter. Amazon, as we know, spent $1 billion on Rings of Power. Disney spends anywhere between 200 and 300 million per live action remake. You have access to the best craftspeople, the best technology, budgets that filmmakers 20 years ago would not have even dreamed of.
But they just
and you're
cancel after
using
2
all of it
seasons
to
as
make
soon as
worse
everybody falls in
versions of
love with it because
stories
it's
that
too
already
expensive
exist.
and you want to move on
We
to
saw
other projects that are
40,000 people
cheaper
show up
and
for
quicker
Starfleet
cash
Academy.
grabs.
Maybe. And 26 million for A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. The audience isn't tired of these stories. They are tired of watching them get handed to people who think that they are above them. But when someone gets it right,
True.
people will show up.
She's
Every
100%
single
correct.
time. Because at the end of the day, all any of us really want is to love these stories the way we used to. But it's pretty difficult when so often the people in charge of making them have contempt for both the stories and the people who love them.
Or they
If you
have
made it to the end of
hidden
this video,
agendas.
thank you so much for being here. I would love to know what you think about everything. Are you going to be checking out the new Harry Potter series? Let me know
This
in
was
the
great.
comments below.
This was a great
Thank you so
video. I
much,
agree with
and
a lot
I'll
of what
see you
she
in the next
said.
one.
And this was fantastic. I loved the examples that she brought up as well. I am not as skeptic as she is about it, but I definitely still have my concerns about it. And I like her. I am absolutely going to watch it because I'm a Harry Potter nerd. But that's it for that. The background NPC, she's awesome. If you liked it, subscribe to her channel. Puts out some bangers. Okay, guys. That's it. I wanted to stream a little longer today since I won't be live tomorrow and I won't be live Wednesday. You'll see me again Thursday. And we're going to be Minecrafting the heck out of it. So that's why today's stream was a little bit longer. So I'm sorry I'm not going to be here tomorrow. Liverpool plays in the Champions League. I'm having a little watch party thing with the boy, with my homie, with my boy. So no stream tomorrow. I'll be back Thursday. Tomorrow though, I will be pumping 2 of these videos out, and then the rest of the week, Wednesday, I'll put the other 2 videos out. So keep. Sorry, I can't talk. Keep up with my YouTube channel. I'll be posting these videos. Go like and subscribe over there if you think that the content is good. As always, I appreciate you guys. You guys are fantastic. Thank you so much. Bless you guys. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. Happy Monday. Have a good week. I'll see you guys Thursday.